Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Welcome to another exciting episode of Iftar and Chill, where we literally talk about everything Ramadan. My name is Zuhra Mula, and joining me today is Khadija and Haifa.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, during the month of Ramadan, most of us were always on our phones, checking out for those latest recipes, or if you just want to make a nice meal for your family. And also, during this time, we were on our phones trying to recite the Holy Quran and du'as and all this. But now, this app usage, it increases during this month. What does it mean about our priorities? That is the discussion of today. Khadija, before we even get to look at what this means on our priorities, which are your favorite apps to use during this holy month of Ramadan?
Oh, wow, Zuhra. First of all, I'm really glad that we're actually talking about this in this episode because I felt like it's a very important topic to actually highlight, especially us being in this digital age, right? So for me, I'd say one of those, like during Ramadan or just in general in my life.
We can start with during Ramadan.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, so during Ramadan, of course, I'd say those spiritual apps. Mm-hmm. Of course, the ones that have all in one, like the duas, the Quran, what else? Tasbih, the timings for suhoor and iftar. It's showing us the different calendars and dates of different events in the month of Ramadan. Of course, I'd go for those apps, spiritual apps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a number one for me, of course, during this month of Ramadan.
Mm-hmm. Haifa.
Asante sana Zuhra kwa kuweza kuwa na nyinyi katika episode hii. And kwa mimi apps napenda kutumia hasa upande wa Ramadhan, obviously Quran apps, duas app, and kitu ambacho najua kinanipa mwongozo. Apps ambazo zinanipa mwongozo hasa tukiwa katika mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhan ni mwezi wa kutiana imani, kuwa karibu na Mwenyezi Mungu zaidi. Na mwisho wa siku ukiwa na apps ambazo zinakuongoza, unapata ufafanuzi zaidi kuhusiana na dini. At the end of the day utakuta labda umesoma hadithi siku ya leo, hadithi nayo imenini. A very good example kwa app ambayo ninayopenda mimi ni Shia Toolkit. Shia Toolkit inanisaidia pakubwa sana kwa sababu kama nikitaka hadithi za maimamu unapata, nikitaka hadithi za mtume napata. Yani hadithi ambazo najua hizi zinanisaidia katika my daily life. Tukia hata kama si Ramadhan, still I'm using them kwa sababu najua hizi ni vitu ambavyo lazima zinisaidie hapa na pale. And the good thing about pia hizi nini, utakuta pia kuna vitabu tofauti ndani yake ambazo unaweza kuvipata na unaweza kusoma kwa sababu mwisho wa siku we all need knowledge, ndio kwa sababu bila knowledge
ngumu. Oh, dear viewer, which is your favorite app during this holy month of Ramadan? We're not going to really focus on the other apps or rather the other months because we have a lot. Yes. Kina Spotify, kina Team Netflix, and all this. But now my favorite is definitely the Shia Toolkit because this holy month of Ramadan, kila mtu anajaribu to amass all the blessings. Yes. So tutajaribu kukuwa na ile effort ya kusoma Quran and all this. But now all of us, I'm sure we have had this experience. Uko kwa simu, or maybe you're reciting the Holy Quran, or you're just reading a book, and then you get a pop-up notification. Hey, so has updated a video on if you love cooking, a favorite recipe, and you're like, wow, let me just check this out. And when you check it out, 1 hour later, you're still looking at those recipes. And you lost track. You lost track while you were reciting the Holy Quran. So how do we deal with this being distracted? Because I mean, it is easy reciting the Holy Quran on your phone compared to carrying the Holy Quran with you around. But how do we deal with these distractions?
Kwa sababu I think kitu kingine ni kwamba the best part about Shia Toolkit for us Shias is very easy. Kwa sababu mwisho wa siku you can deal with it even offline. It doesn't mean that you have to be online all the time, yeah? So if you know that maybe you want to deal with your time management concerning certain apps, then at the end of the day you need to plan yourself. Kwa sababu mwisho wa siku ukijipanga vizuri itakupea urahisi wa kujua what steps should I take. Kama nikiamua mimi na app hii, acha kama nimeamka, kama ni asubuhi mapema, nimeamua kazi zangu nimefanya, I need to learn new recipes, ndio? Maybe umesema, maybe time yako umejiwekea kwa akili yako, or maybe you have a to-do list, or maybe you have a timetable yenye umeweka ya kwamba mimi ikifika jioni time yangu na hii na hii ni ya adhkar, ni ya kusoma hadith, ni ya kusoma Quran, ni ya kufanya research kuhusiana na masuala ya dini, to know what's beneficial towards you, si ndio? Alafu ukiamua kama labda unajua asubuhi ndio inakupa ile urahisi wa kwamba akili wewe imechangamka, so huwezi niambia like you want to learn the recipe jioni. That's very hard. You need time ambao kama ni asubuhi umeamka umefanya kazi zako umemaliza, so you create a space for yourself. Unaamua like okay, let me download Squeeze YouTube, at least you can download and watch offline. Yeah, una download, you watch your recipe. It's not like we want to kesha jikoni jamani. Kesha jikoni.
It is the holy month of Ramadan.
Exactly. Only.
And this is the time actually people, test their cooking skills. Yes. We want new dishes, and maybe for those who can't cook or you don't have time to cook, there's an option of ordering. Mtu asikuforce upike.
I really love that, Zuhra, right? Yeah, because if you look at it from the positive side, of course, because utapata kuna watu wengine wako na very busy schedule.
Yes.
Like they work from morning to evening. Yes. Evening is the only time that they have to rest.
Yeah.
In opposed to those people maybe who are stay-at-home moms or don't have a lot to do maybe during the day, that's maybe their free time. They can actually get into what Haifa has said. Like it's all about just planning yourself.
Yes.
And then once you say, there's a time we also discussed about, you are getting into Ramadan. Ramadan is coming. You have to do those pre-planning to-do list and all that, right? And if app usage is going to affect your routine, your healthy habit that you are preempting to actually commit to, it's a good, maybe you go through the apps and say, Jani ni hii app Mr. Itajiling, and install it for now. Those game apps that are usually in the phone, maybe you have kids at home and they're the ones that it's go to for them. When mama nisaidie na simu tafadhali, auntie nisaidie na simu, cousin nisaidie na simu, sister nisaidie na simu. The minute they have their phone, where will they go to? The games. Yeah. Or maybe they'll go to different accounts that they will go and open and actually use them. So maybe it's actually good or advisable to actually download and install them. Or maybe if you're not uninstalling them, you install the ones that are actually beneficial. Like maybe the ones that are for the apps.
Yeah.
Maybe there's also YouTube for kids, I hear, that you can actually put the parental guidance and all that. Like just incorporate the ones that are needed and then uninstall the ones that are not needed. But ideally, the major foundation, I think it's just about planning yourself. Like this is Ramadan that's coming, that we're in the digital age. Everything is about phone, nini, TV, exposure yote to screen. Let's see how we'll limit this ama we'll control this.
Now ukiangalia like mostly women are the ones who are really affected in this. Not really men.
Guilty. All of us are guilty.
I think all of us.
So if tukiangalia upande wa mwanamume, I think men not that si ile sana kuhusiana na swala zima la simu, kwa sababu sisi wanawake ndio ngoja kidogo. I know hapa mtanipinga kiasi, lakini kiangalia yes men inaweza kuwa upande maybe this wa video games and this and that, but ukiangalia mtu ambaye ako na majukumu yake na anajua maybe ametoka office amechoka, we are not talking about those idle people, we're talking about ambao watu tunajua kabisa huyu mtu ni mtu mwenye labda kuna kazi imemshika ama nini na nini. In as much as we are incorporating wale ambao wako idle, unajua mtu labda ana kazi afanya. Kuna ule mtu amekaa throughout the whole day ana kazi. Alafu kuna ule labda akona planning. Okay, like mwanamke, to be honest, I'm not saying like mwanaume yani kwao in me it affects them, but to be honest wanawake it's higher kwa sababu yeye ukiangalia okay anataka kupika, we all yani tukiangalia tu yani ile systematically ni kitu yenye iko. Yaani mwanamke hapo na jikoni hiyo siku anataka apike kila kitu yenye dunia nzima yenye anataka.
Especially kama wageni wanakuja.
Exactly. Na unajua vile wanawake siku ya Ramadhani ndio wanapata wageni. Mostly. So anaona like mimi acha nijaribu recipe leo. Sasa ndugu yangu, lakini huwezi jaribu siku moja. Yeye anataka pre-planning the way alijamsema kwa sababu mwisho wa siku unaweza pika vitu kwa
ukala mwenyewe.
So at the end of the day, all in all, it's all about planning. All in all, tunafaa kujiplan sote, whether it's men or nini ama ni wanawake. Sa mwisho wa siku we all need this. And Ramadhan ni mwezi ambao one benefit about Ramadhan ni kuhusiana na afya. So our health is more important during Ramadhan. So utakuta kwamba yes tunafunga, but at the end of the day utakuta maradhi ya kushiki nini na nini. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu ni mwezi ambao Mwenyezi Mungu ameuleta. In as much as unafunga, kuna vitu kwa mwili yako vina adapt. Maybe kuna vitu vinatoka nini na nini. So at the end of the day, kulingana na apps tunafaa kujiplan vile tunafaa kutumia. Just plan yourself. Okay, unaona like okay, mimi am prone to playing games. So kuna watu wako na ile addiction ya kitu fulani. And we can't do it addiction just once. Like the same day. So they have to, okay, it's time for me to do my ibadah, because this month it's about ibadah, nothing else.
You know, they say all work with no play makes Jack a dull boy, or Jacqueline a dull girl. When we are fasting, do you feel like there's need of entertainment as well, like during the holy month of Ramadan? Like you set aside some time for yourself to, you know, just relax, cool the steam off?
Yes, of course. Like the saying itself, like the one who came up with the saying, ako someone joining this saying, let me just throw it out there. Of course, there was some reason behind for you to actually put up that saying. Yeah, like when we talk of entertainment, what sort of entertainment are you talking about? Is it some entertainment that will actually be a plus for you, or it will be also a con for you? Like
wait, when we are getting entertained, like do we need to have like a goal? Maybe I'm tired. I just want to relax. Okay, I've had a long day. Maybe just sitting down and watching a movie. Should we have like objectives at the end of the having it?
Like the way, sorry to cut you short, Haifa, but you see with entertainment, Zuhra, we've seen it's out there. For entertainment, there's that good entertainment that's actually beneficial for you. And also, apart from being beneficial, it's calming. Okay, but there's this other entertainment, like listening to music is entertainment in itself. But what kind of music are you feeding your brain, to be honest? There's also entertainment for games. Have you seen these teenage boys when they're at it? Video games.
Wow.
Like you can call them like a million times. Yes, mama nakuja. Yes, sister nakuja. But then they'll not stand up from there. So that's a negative side. They're entertaining themselves. They're releasing that dopamine. It's there. They are feeling good at that moment, but is it even actually good for them? No, it's not. But then you'll also get, okay, listening to Quran. I don't know if to categorize come entertainment, but sometimes
because at the end of the day, inakufanya na relax.
But is it entertaining?
It's to
do we put it in the category of entertainment? Maybe our viewers can tell us.
You see, when you're reciting the Holy Quran, you have a goal, right? I'm reciting this kupata thawabu, kupata ule ukuruba wa Mwenyezi Mungu. But when you just take down and watching a movie, there's no objective at the end of the day.
The thing is, I think tuko na perspective tofauti ikifika ni upande labda tunasoma Qur'an nani. Kuna mtu yeye anasoma Qur'an like inamuentertain like ana feel tu anasikia tu raha like relaxing. Kwa sababu kuna mtu labda akona stress nini na nini, mimi nimechoka akili, but the moment akilisten to Qur'an ana feel relieved. Ama akilisten to Qur'an anasikia sasa niko na akili naweza tulia mimi nikafikiria kitu. So kuna wale ambao spiritually guidance to them inakuwa pia as a form of a relaxing thing kwao, kwa sababu mwisho wa siku anapata ule uelewa wa kitu, anajua kwamba mimi at the end of the day hii kitu nikisikiza, labda nimetumia app hii kusikiza Qur'an, so hata nikisikiza Qur'an ama nikisoma within nini, kwa sababu hata tunaambiwa tuna dini kabisa, like when you're feeling stressed, just maybe take wudu, just read some ayahs, and at the end of the day feeling relaxed. So kila mtu akona way yake ya kurelax. Na mtu labda way yake ni kulala.
There's also the aspect of kaswida. Kulala ni entertainment before we go on. Yeah, that's a new one.
I'm saying about relaxing, not
entertainment.
Oh, relaxing.
Oh, because if we were to say sleeping is also entertainment, I mean, I'd love to see that.
Therapy.
Because we've seen people doing that actually and getting money out of it. Yeah. And then before we go on a break, I think maybe before Zuhra takes us on a break, there's this actually point of generational differences with the app usage. Like kitambo, There's also entertainment. There's also the spiritual aspect. There's also the cooking aspect and all that incorporated. Our mothers, our ancestors, they were doing all this during the month of Ramadan. Si kufunga, si kusoma Quran, kuimba hiyo kaswida venye tunasema, relaxing. And they used to do all that, but minus the apps. So you see, there's that difference.
True.
I don't know how we'll try and perceive that. I'm going to look at it from that angle. Is it a plus or a negative for us? Because sometimes ukiangalia mama zetu ama wazazi wetu ama just the other generations before us, like if you look at the way they handle Ramadan, would I feel envious about it, kind of, in as much as the app usage is there. Because wao ni kama tu like they're out of this world. Like ukiangalia spiritual level, the way they'll accomplish the reading of the Quran, the habits that they will carry out during the month of Ramadan. Also entertainment, utapata tu okay, kuja huku nje tucheze ball kidogo, tuchangamshe mwili, we be active and all that. Without, and you'll notice that the amount of usage that they have for their phones is very minimal.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that a lot sana kuhusiana na hilo. Zuhra, tukitoka break kidogo kwa sababu naona muda nao unatupa kisogo.
Well, dear viewer, can you imagine those old days? How were they managing without all these apps? For you right now, if you don't have your favorite meal, you can order. But for them, it meant that they needed to cook. Well, we're taking a break, and once we come back, we'll be discussing more on that. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakat. Welcome to the second segment of Iftar and Chill. Before we went on a break, we were discussing or even wondering, how did our parents, our grandparents used to manage like fasting during the holy month of Ramadan without the presence of these apps? You know, they still needed to cook, they still needed to pray and all this. Honestly, it's quite mind-blowing to just think of it. Like, you need to cook something, but tujui uanzie wapi. And you know, like your kids are like, Mama, we went to our aunt's place or we went to our neighbor's place and they made this sumptuous meal. You being the mother that we are, we also want to do the same for our kids, but you don't know where to start from.
Or something that's close to that.
Wow.
So imagine if it was back in the days. Haya, nenda kauliza aunti yako alitumia nini na nini, tujue hapa tutatumia nini. Like, you know, like sharing those recipes and seeing how this other one did this. I think that's how it got to us at Ivo, you know, like teaching, like that practice going down.
But I think in tofauti kwa sababu kitambo walikuwa wanapika kile ambacho kipo.
Na hizi mapochopocho
sasa hivi in the world is like tunaingia another generational world, yani ni dunia nyingine, si kama tuwesema kama ni zile enzi za mababu zetu. Mababu zetu walikuwa na mashamba kitambo, yani not like mashamba ziko siku hizo watu wanalima, si ndio? Lakini si kama kitambo. Kitambo watu walikuwa wanapanda mchele, mtu anajua bwana mimi nimepika mchele, minazi iko, ni kama ni nazi, ni mchele wa nazi nimepika, siku imeenda. Kama ni marage yalikuwa yako. Sawa, wanachemsha, wanajua tu tomato na kitunguu na changanya naeka. Sasa ni ile sisi unajua kuna wale wazazi wetu ambao ilikuwa ni si ile like walikuwa more deep,
they were more connected.
Yani walikuwa na ile like okay, mimi nimeamua bwana ni chapati leo napika. Unajua chapati hizo enzi zilikuwa ni wewe ukisikia harufu kwa jirani unaanza kusema kwani kutakuwa chapati lini? Lakini siku hizi ni kitu ambacho kimezoeleka katika jamii. So naweza sema ya kwamba ukiangalia kitambo na sasa hivi ndio kuna ile kwamba niende ikichange, dunia niende ikibadilika. And people have to adopt with changes. Kila mtu anafaa kuendelea na change vile inaenda. Kitambo ilikuwa rahisi, mtu utaenda kwa jirani ama kwa nimepikaje hii nini na nini. Alafu kuna ile bonde ninajenge. Kuna siku hiyo alikuwa rafiki yangu, rafiki ya mama yangu, huyu na huyu, basi hivi na hivi. Kesho unasikia jamani fulani, jamani ameolewa na rafiki ya fulani. Kwa sababu nini? Ilikuwa inaleta pili bonde.
Yeah. Now, I think maybe something that's different between the two generations is that, like right now, there's a lot of pressure Pressure kila mahali. Hey, wacha tuanze na LinkedIn. Unaingia LinkedIn, your friend, your classmate, hadi ameenda majuu. Wewe hata ujui airport inakaje.
Hata airport. You have a passport.
Una passport hata. Kuta TikTok. Maybe your colleague at work. Ndo huyo, they're doing great, the house so aesthetic. Kwani mimi nilitoka wapi? Kuja Instagram, the same. Kuja YouTube, the recipes. Oh my goodness. Like right now, if you take your phone and then you search chicken biryani recipe, you'll have many search results.
A variety. But I think we naiangalia from this perspective.
But maybe before you look into that, our parents didn't have this.
The pressure.
Yes, the pressure wasn't there.
I think it was there. You see the example you gave. Like, mtoto amekuja kwa nyumba yako, amesema nti ametaka kutupikia he and he. And imagine maybe the husband or the rest of the family is there. And then amesikia hiyo. Ebu imagine that lady in that house.
But
the kind of pressure.
At least, Hadija, that is like
okay, that's minimal.
That is within your means. But huyo ni mtu ako.
Sasa wewe niambie hizo enzi.
Different places.
Hizo enzi. Paprika ilikuwa inajulikana jamani.
Paprika ilikuwa inajulikana.
Sasa unaona.
Maybe they had another.
Ngoja, paprika ni nini in Kiswahili? Is it not
hoho?
Paprika si okay. We don't know.
Capsicum.
Capsicum. Oh, okay.
Capsicum is the hoho.
Capsicum is the hoho. Zuhra. Now you see.
Maana wao angalau walikuwa wanajua kabisa, unajua carrot iko. Nikichanganya hii mchuzi wangu utakuwa mzuri. Sasa hiyo unaweza mwambia tu yani zile enzi ataanza kujua minti yatumika kweli.
So then that means
that this was a plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
The app and all that and the digital transformation.
Ni sisi wenyewe tuna JK pressure. So meaning, wewe mwenyewe you can decide, I'm not getting into this pressure.
Yes, thank you.
I am choosing what is right for me, what I can actually cook comfortably.
That's why I was telling you, if you look at it from a perspective, on the positive side, like hiyo pressure yote sawa. But unajua nini? Mimi naangalia kuna different recipes of cooking that chicken biryani. Like so there's 100. So I can actually choose from 100
or you can make your own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mtakuuliza jamani nini biriani kwa ambayo wewe kula ndo recipe yangu hiyo.
Is it tasting good?
Yes.
Are you satisfied? Done and dusted.
Thank you.
Now on these apps that we're actually using, tunazitumiaje? Tumemention yo kutafuta recipes. Na other than just us scrolling on our apps and everything, how is it helping us bond with our family? Ama ni sisi tu kutumia simu and we're just catching up with people who are not close to us, na tuna neglect wale wenye wako karibu na sisi. It helps.
Sababu inasaidia sana. For example, you have a family ambayo tuseme mashallah, tuseme labda Khadija unajua kusoma dua kumail. You know, like okay, kuna familia Thursday imefika, Alhamisi gathering together, let's recite this dua, we know the benefit. Try benefit yake. Mkiamua like Fajr tunaamka as a family, let's recite leo hebu ngoja tusome angalau juzu moja. So mnapishana hata pale kama mtafika mtakuwa mjaweza juzu moja, lakini you've made a step. So at the end of the day naona pia ina nini, tuache hizi apps za games hizo ni zako personal because obviously you nini, lakini kitu kama recipe unaweza amua like okay, mimi nina ndugu yangu ama mama uonaje leo to try hii nini, so inaeka like you are learning new things. Munalani ile kwamba mimi okay, at the end of the day nafaa kuanza kujua hii ni hivi na hivi, hii ni hivi na hivi, hii ni hivi inafanywa na hivi. So at the end of the day kuna ule umoja, inaleta ile bonding.
Na I think pia inafanya ile Ramadan experience ikuwe
exactly. But that's a very good point Haifa said, because mama anasema unajua nini? Nataka leo by 5. Sisi wote tukue wapi? Jikoni. I have shared a recipe kwa WhatsApp family group yetu. Sawa? We're all going to try this recipe. Wewe utakata hii, wewe uta prepare hii, wewe uta blend hii, wewe tayarisha hii, wewe tayarisha hii. We all come together, we cook this meal as a what? As a family. So that's a plus. That's a plus.
And like it also like gives Ramadan a new face. Take an example, like people share their Ramadan experiences. And I mean, you loved it. You're like, oh, I also want to try this out. Yeah. Maybe I can invite Khadija, I can invite Haifa and other people. We come have the iftar together. We recite the duas together. Yes. We have a majlis together. But kitambo, we never used to have this. Or maybe if we did, maybe it wasn't like
as
done
much.
Well.
It wasn't that intentional. And if it was, maybe it was just within that small circle.
Yeah. But right now, I mean, you can like have this program with other people joining virtually. Exactly. And they still benefit from it.
Wow, because I remember, I think there's a time we actually did that. Like every Thursday, let's recite Dua Kumeli from wherever you are. Yeah. There's a Zoom there, and then there's just one speaker who was just there reciting. And it was beneficial. After that, there was Quran, reading Quran, Surah Yasin and all that. Like you can just come together from different places without you physically being there, physically meeting in one place. And that's even more convenient.
Yeah. And actually, this helps us, like get to achieve our goals, or rather our objectives of this holy month of Ramadan. Sometimes we have all these things that we want to do or achieve for this particular month. But man, you're just alone. Probably you just reverted or you moved to a new town and you're all alone. Yeah. But with this, life becomes a little bit easier. And you feel that you actually have a community, you have somewhere to reach to if you have any questions. Now, being that we're in the holy month of Ramadan and all this, that we've spoken about, what are those tips that maybe we are going to practice at an individual aspect to make this Ramadan experience better while using the apps, in the right way?
Okay, for me, I'd say, first of all, it's a cliche, or rather I'll just say it's something that's just out there. It's a known thing, like the aspect of time management and planning yourself. Like, these apps, the same apps, ukienda kwa Play Store, you'll still find kuna apps za management, time management. You'll still find kuna apps hizo za planning, task manager and all that. You can still download them for your own benefit. You know that this Ramadan is coming. There's nothing that I think right now kwa digital age hakuna kitu uta look up ama uta research na ukose kupata. Once ukisha lay out your plan and know that this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve, these apps will come in handy very much. Because utajua, okay, si mimi nataka ku achieve the goal ya kujua kusoma Quran, this amount of surahs. Let me get help from the app. Because kuna app, kuna Quran kwa section ya some of the apps that we use. There's that particular app. Ukishamaliza kusoma Quran, itakubookmark. It will put a stop. Okay, this is where you had stopped. You can continue from here. You see, it's easier. Hata ukikuwa kwa matatu, ama ukikuwa kwa gari yako, ama maybe you having a small break, maybe lunch break, ama those tea breaks. Instead of going to drink tea because it's Ramadan, you can just, okay, so nilikuwa nimefika hapo, let me continue from there. Maybe you can't access the Quran in your workplace. You only have your phone. That comes in handy as well. Okay, so there's also that time management, this aspect here, planning yourself, using those task managers and all that. You can also incorporate the whole family with that. Unasema unajua family unajua nini? I think because ndio goal yangu nataka kuachieve for this month, let's also download this app and see where we can use it, how far we can go with this. And so also same thing, the way we said mothers, let's try out these recipes. Even mothers, let's try out this reading the Holy Quran, knowing this dua, and we see what to do.
Yeah, and like most people out here, we struggle with understanding the Holy Quran. But subhanallah, with these apps, you have the translation. If you understand English, there's an English translation for it. If you speak Swahili, there's Swahili translation for it. So I feel like we don't have any excuse of man, just having that connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and understanding what message is he trying to tell us in this Holy Quran.
At the end of the day, I will give an example. Ndapeana mfano kuhusiana na swala zima la kujifunza tajwid. Apps sahizi ziko zenye kabisa itakufundisha harufi hii unafaa kutamka vipi. YouTube is vast. It's another way ya wewe pia kusoma Quran. Yeah? Kwa sababu mwisho wa siku kuna walimu pale tu, yani usearch tajwid ni so many
yes,
ambao unajua watakusaidia. Yani ukiangalia kabisa unajua mimi leo nikiachieve hii kuna kitu nimeachieve. And the moment that umejua kusoma tajwid itakupea tu urahisi wa kusoma Quran. Yeah. Utajikuta tu una flow hata kama mtu hajakufunza, as long as unajua harufu, tajwid, unajua pinaweka ghunna nini na nini, sakna, fatha, kasra ni wapi naweka, itakusaidia. So these apps, I think one way ni wewe mwenyewe vile utakavyo utilize them. Kama vile nani amesema uko na nia ya kufanya kitu, then you can do it, kwa sababu it's ni time yako tu vile utakavyo manage. I think the most kitu ambayo imechukua ukubwa mzito, ambao tips kubwa ambayo imechukua katika apps, it's how you manage your time. Yeah. Kwa sababu the moment una manage time yako vizuri, wanakuambia saa iko pale pale. Wewe ndo unaenda. Saa wacha wale wanatuambia tu time is money. Hapana, time haiendi. Ni wewe tu ndo unaenda. Maana wewe hata ukifa siku ya leo, time iko pale pale. Inazunguka ikirudi. Wewe ndo unaenda ukizeeka. Sasa mwisho wa siku ni vile utakavyojiweka na time yako unaiweka vipi, unachukua muda wako kufanya nini. Unajua mimi muda wangu nimeamua mimi hii app natumia kwa huu muda, natumia kwa muda gani. Maana kama ni mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhan, obviously unafaa kujua na apps ambazo zitakuincrease spirituality yako kushinda kitu kingine. Na mwisho wa siku inakuja na kusaidia katika maisha.
And to add to that, I think we also, because she brought in a very important point, and I feel like we should also look at the aspect of balancing. Balancing the app usage, balancing free time from screen, and actually balancing the aspect pia ya keep active during the month of Ramadan. I think we spoke of previously with the time we had the fitness thing and all that, and nutrition. There's that importance of having you being active or fit during the month of Ramadan.
And actually these apps can help you.
Yes.
Like we said, there's nothing that's
wewe uende zako gym uko kalipa.
Kama hauwezi kwa afford gym membership, kuna app. Na ni 3 MBs peke yake, kuna YouTube.
Ni sisi ni uvivu wetu tu.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day ni venye tu tumesema foundation, jipange.
Yeah, jipange.
Kuna mtu anaona ya kwamba mimi leo niseme tu napiga gym asubuhi. Nitashinda na njaa mimi jamani, na ni Ramadhani.
You'll be surprised. These exercises sio lazima ziwe intense.
Like you just anza hizo na hizo baby steps. Hata kama utafanya hivi mkono, haya.
Utageuza tu
account. Kesho kusema mimi nimefanya 10 hii na nimefanya 10 leo hii. Sawa, acha nipumue.
But we are told the best exercise ni kutembea. Like ushachoka, umefanya hizo kazi zote nini and all that. There's earphones. There's easy, the latest one.
The earbuds.
Earpods. Yeah, right? There's earpods. You can just put them in, listen to your Quran while doing the walk. 20 minutes. Listen to your duas.
And you get to kill 2 birds with one stone. You've done your fitness, you've relaxed your mind, and you have read the Holy Quran.
Imagine.
Wow, mashallah.
So it's a positive thing. I think venye tumesema with this digital era, it's for you to know whether you're getting something positive out of it, or it's just a distraction for you.
It is us to choose what actually we want.
Kitu kando kama ni distraction, kwa sababu at the end of the day kitu ambacho hakikupi faida siku zote hakina maana katika maisha yako.
Exactly.
So wewe chagua kitu ambacho unajua hii app nimeweka katika simu yangu. Mimi pia sengine nikiona app zingine, mfano mimi napenda kucheza games, lakini ukiangalia nikiona kama hii hata inisaidia baba aenda tu kando. Yani ingekuwa tu ilikuwa kuna ule urahisi wa kwamba mimi unaweza kudelete WhatsApp wakati wa Ramadhani. Ningekuwa nishani nini.
How will you connect with your family, Haifa?
That's the thing now.
Kuna simu ama?
Haifa.
Na wapigie na wasalimia. Kwa sababu wengine distraction yao ni WhatsApp. It's not even helping them.
So it's upon them to actually have that discipline.
Exactly. Kwa sababu mwisho wa siku kuna wengine wanakuambia kabisa kuna mwingine tata text mimi Haifa this Ramadhan sitakuwa
offline.
Kwa sababu anajua ni weakness yake. Ana spend more time browsing sana kwa WhatsApp. So nakuja kama kitu ni weakness ya mtu sana, naona tu afadhali tu ni discard kiasi.
Well, dear viewer, you have had it all. The apps are the good ones, the bad ones. It's up to you to choose. And I mean, this conversation can go on and on and on. But wewe mwenyewe, what do you want to achieve this holy month of Ramadan? Be intentional with it. Pre-plan, okay? And I mean, bi'idhnillah, and involve your family, speak to your friends, you'll find this journey so smooth. Well, that is it from us. Keep it iftar and chill. Ma salam.